doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to do a dessert on the smoker, smoked whiskey apple crisp. So the reason I'm doing this is because I did have a viewer reach out say, man, it would be nice if you did some dessert recipes. And I never really have done a dessert, I don't think. Maybe one or two. But the main reason was because my wife, Kyle, and Ava Grace recently went to a local apple orchard and picked up a bunch of these delicious apples. And I was thinking, what can I do with these apples? So I found this recipe online. Of course, it combines smoking it with some whiskey. I got some Curveball original barbecue whiskey. So I'm interested in trying that. You add a little whiskey. We're going to make a little brown sugar cinnamon crust on there. It's going to be kind of like an apple pie. I'm going to cook it in a cast iron skillet and just kind of cook it and get it to absorb some smoke on my smoker. I've never tried this, but I'm thinking based on the recipe, it looks like it's going to be absolutely delicious. So guys, stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, so there's two separate steps in making this smoked whiskey apple crisp. Right, what we're going to do now is for the filling, and then we're going to make the topping. So the star of the show is the apples. We have around 3 pounds of peeled, cored, and sliced apples. To that, we're going to add a shot of whiskey. Well, it's a big shot. They basically say 2 to 3 tablespoons, which equals around a shot. Now that's optional, guys. If you don't like the whiskey, don't put in the whiskey.
You can do lemon instead.
Oh, you can do lemon juice. Now we're going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Next, 1 tablespoon of, what's that, cinnamon, right?
Cinnamon.
Ground cinnamon. And then last but not least, we have a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. Now I'll leave all the exact measurements down below in the video description, guys, if you didn't hear what I said. And now all we're going to do is just mix this really well.
You can mix it by hand or use a hand mixer. Either way.
Well, I wouldn't use a hand mixer with those big pieces of apples.
Well, you should. But this works.
Yeah, just like that. So next we're going to get our cast iron pan. That's a 12-inch, right? 12-inch pan?
Yep, that's a 12-inch.
And we grease the inside with butter, and then we're going to make the topping. So
we'll just mix it and put it aside while we do the topping.
Yeah. Be back in a second, guys. We'll show you the next step. Alright, guys, so here are the rest of the ingredients for the topping. We're starting off with 1.5 cups of oats. This is regular, like the oatmeal oats that you get.
Not the quick oats.
Not the quick oats. Now we're adding 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Next, 1 cup of brown sugar. Now we have a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. And a tablespoon of that vanilla extract. And now we got around 2 tablespoons of bourbon. And then last but not least, well, actually not bourbon, whiskey. You can use bourbon, but I'm using whiskey. Okay. Although bourbon is a whiskey. We're going to mix this up, and then we're going to put 2 sticks of softened butter, or 1 cup. And this is salted butter. If you're using the unsalted, you want to add around 1/8 teaspoon of salt to it.
The important thing is to mix the dry like this before you add the butter, because it's just going to stick to it. And
yeah,
you want it to get clumpy, but you want to mix everything good first.
Yeah, you want to basically do this until it's like in crumble form. We're going to put this crumble on top of the apple mixture. Oh boy, it smells very good.
It does smell good.
All right.
All right, so now we can do the butter. And then I'm going to use a hand mixer, so we'll just come back on the camera after. But let me get just stick the butter in there. Let me open it. Yeah, this does smell good. It's screaming fall. This is a good fall recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a local orchard that does it all. You have got all these different kinds of apple trees. We used Honey Crisp, but sometimes it's nice to mix tart and sweet. They had pumpkins, and there were still raspberries on the vine, believe it or not.
Okay, so you can mix this by hand if you want. We're gonna use a hand mixer. So
yeah,
we'll be back in a minute and just kind of show you how it looks like when it's all mixed up. All right, so we didn't use a hand mixer after all. We just used a spoon, kind of stirred it. We want it in kind of a crumbly consistency. We're just gonna crumble this on top. Of course, here's the apple mixture. Now we're gonna go get our buttered up cast iron skillet, and I'll show you how we mix everything together. Be back in a minute. All right, guys, so here's my cast iron pan, 12-inch, like I mentioned before, buttered up real nice.
Seasoned and greased.
Yeah, seasoned and greased. Now we're just gonna pour that apple mixture in there.
Look at that.
Oh man, I think this is gonna be good. It's like an apple pie, but it's gonna be smoked. Right, guys, make sure you get that excess liquid in there.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's all that good stuff. All right. So just obviously spread it evenly, and now we're gonna put on the topping.
Oh yeah.
And if I didn't mention, you should probably heat up your smoker. I'm using my Monument Grill's pellet smoker because it's just convenient today. And we're heating it up to 350 degrees. And yeah, it's already up to temp. We're just gonna crumble this on top. I don't know if it's easier to use your hands or a spoon or...
I wonder if I should put a glove. Well, yeah, I don't know. Because you don't want to push it in there.
No, you don't want to. You just want to crumble it on top. Just use your hands.
I'm gonna just crumble it.
Yeah, you just want to crumble it on top, kind of like a apple crisp here.
That's what it is.
And it doesn't have to be like, totally evenly. It's gonna heat up and everything's gonna kind of
melt. The butter's gonna melt
and coat everything evenly. So
just make sure you use real butter. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Don't use, as my mother-in-law would say, don't use oleo.
No.
Don't use margarine. That would not taste good.
No.
If you're gonna be healthy, don't make this recipe.
Well,
I'm just saying, if that's your this isn't exactly low carb, low sugar. It's yummy though, so if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Gotta have butter.
All right, so let's put the rest of this on. I'll be back in a second, guys, show you what it looks like right before we put it on the smoker. All right, guys, here we are. Take a close look. You can see that oat mixture on top, and you can see those beautiful kind of glazed apples on the bottom.
And did I say it smells so good?
It does smell very good. So I'm going to grab this. I'll meet you guys outside. Like I said, 350 degree smoker. We're going to cook this probably for 50 minutes to around an hour. It really depends. Our main thing here is to make sure it's completely cooked. So you want to make sure it also has enough time to kind of absorb some of that smoky flavor from the smoker. And yeah, you want to just make sure that it looks like it's a deep golden brown. So I'm kind of keeping a mental note of how brown it is now to determine when it's completely done. But there you go, guys. Meet you guys outside. All right, guys, my smoker is set at 350. I don't know if you can see there. It is exactly at 350. You can see it, 351 actually. Now we're gonna put on our apple crisp. That's where this cast iron pan comes in handy. Look at how beautiful, guys. Alright guys, just like I said, we're probably going to do this for around 50 minutes to an hour. I'm going to go inside and relax. We'll come out and check on it in a little bit. Alright guys, time for a drink review. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to have a shot of this whiskey that I used in the recipe. This is a unique whiskey. It's called barbecue whiskey. It's called Curveball Barbecue Whiskey, sweet and smoky. It says it's the original barbecue whiskey. It's only 68 proof, 34.7% alcohol. And basically says that savory, sweet, smoky heat. You can shoot it, mix it, or straight out of the bottle, just like barbecue sauce. So I thought I'd give that a shot. Now Kyle and Ava Grace are in school, but I'm making this recipe for them tonight. It's going to be a dessert. So since it's kind of afternoon time, I'm not going to go too crazy. I'll do kind of 3/4 of a shot. And I better have a beer here. Got a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Alright guys, as always, I appreciate you watching my video. Thanks for stopping by. Right off the get-go, it does smell like whiskey, but it's got a little sweet, smoky flavor. So rather than shoot this whole thing down, I'm going to just take a little sip, kind of let it sit in my tongue a little bit, and then I'll drink the rest of it, just so I can get a better flavor profile. Wow. Ooh. Definitely sweetness. It almost tastes like a sweet barbecue sauce, but not as thick, obviously. I taste a little bit of vanilla in there too. I think this is going to be perfect for what we're cooking with that apple crisp, because the tartness of the apple, the sweetness of the brown sugar, I think this is just going to add that nice flavor that we use to coat the apple and the topping. And this is very unique. I mean, I don't think I would use it for, like, if I was using whiskey to mix in a drink, an old fashioned or whiskey and Coke or something, just because the flavor profile is so different than a traditional whiskey or bourbon. But it's certainly kind of a fun thing to have, especially if you're going to have people over for a barbecue or something like that, and you want to take a shot of barbecue whiskey. So, interesting. If you get a chance or see it in your local store, I'd probably recommend it. Cheers. And it's not super strong, not even 80 proof, so. Alright guys, I'm going to just hang out here, wait for that to be done. We probably got another 45 minutes or so. We'll be back, check it out, and give it a sample, obviously, and see how it tastes. Be back in a little bit. Alright guys, it's at 3:47. It's got windy and kind of cold today. They called it upside down day. It was like 52 degrees this morning. I think now it's getting down towards the low 40s as the day goes on. So it's been just around 50 minutes. Let's take a look here. Let's see what we're looking at. Oh my goodness. You can tell it, oh, we got a little bit of sizzle. All right. You know what? It doesn't look very brown. I'm probably just going to give it a couple more minutes just to make sure that brown's up, and yeah, then I'll meet you guys inside. I just want to make sure that everything is cooked here. Ooh, that wind is cold. Alright guys, we'll give it a few more minutes. Be back in a second. Alright guys, it's exactly at 3:50. It's been around an hour in 5 minutes. I just want to make sure this is done. Yeah, it's bubbling. I'm going to take this out, and I'm just going to put some foil over it and put it in my oven just to let it kind of continue to cook a little bit, because Monica just left to go pick up the kids from school. By the time they get back, we'll be able to sample it. So I'll meet you guys inside. Alright guys, here we are. Woohoo! Look at this. It smells wonderful. You can see it's kind of gooey on the side. I'm just going to let it sit here and kind of cool off a little bit, and then we'll be back with the family. Give this a taste. But man, it smells so good. Alright guys, here we are. Let's scoop some of this out. Oh,
it's got a nice little crunch on top.
You can tell.
Look at that.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got that nice little whiskey brown sugar glaze. I don't know what you would call it. Oh, and the apples.
Yeah, look at that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to top it with a little bit of
vanilla beans.
Old-fashioned vanilla bean ice cream. Because, yeah, what's better? Oh, there we go.
What?
We're going to scoop some more out for the family. We'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my daughter Ava Grace, my son Kyle.
Hello.
We scooped out some of this, and we have some vanilla ice cream on top. Okay, you ready, guys?
So what's on the bottom again?
The apples and like a topping. So go like
Smoked.
this. Scoop your apples with the spoon, and then a little ice cream on the spoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
You get the apples too. Wow, that's good.
Wow, it's really good. Smoked.
What do you think, Kyle?
What is it? Smoked apple cobbler? What is it?
Smoked. What is it? Bourbon apple.
No, smoked whiskey apple crisp.
Apple crisp.
There you go.
I'm used to cobbler.
Wow.
But yeah,
Call it what you want. It's really good.
it's like cobbler
It's like an apple cobbler, apple pie, a la mode.
with an oatmeal topping. It's good. Very good.
Can you taste any smoked flavor?
This
Kyle?
is like totally fall too.
I'm gonna taste any smoke flavor.
It's so good.
Wow, that is really good. What do
You need
think
to
of
do
it?
more desserts. What do you think? She's enjoying it so much. She can't say anything right now. It's so good.
Well, I was eating.
Oh.
I have food in my mouth. I haven't got to the apple.
We'll take a
part,
bite of apple
but I'm
and
about
we'll see.
to. I just finished the ice cream part.
Wow, try
Already.
that. Wow,
Try that apple.
that's really good. And the oats too, from the oatmeal, just adds that little,
Super good.
like an oatmeal cookie, a warm oatmeal cookie on top of an apple pie.
She's in heaven.
Yeah.
It's so good, guys.
What do you think? You taste the oats too?
This is very good.
This is a good
Tastes
recipe,
like
so this is a
apple
perfect
cobbler.
idea to make this.
Yeah, it does, huh? It's pretty much apple cobbler, except it has oats on top, so it makes it crispier.
Not too sweet.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Obviously it's sweet because it's a dessert,
But it's
not
good.
like
This isn't something we'd eat all the time. Well, you don't eat a lot of sweets in this house,
That's why it's a dessert.
but this is something worth making every fall. This is so good.
Yeah, special occasions. After you come back from the apple orchard, right?
Right.
Like you guys came from?
This is definitely really good. And speaking of good, if people watching wanna see another good recipe, where can they go to see that?
Oh.
EricSmokingBarbecue.com.
And click below.
The logo on
Like,
my shirt
subscribe,
is the
all that.
logo to subscribe to my channel. Please do that as well.
Right there.
Right down there.
I'm sorry.
And then he'll keep making this deliciousness, and we'll keep enjoying it, and we'll keep being honest
Deliciousness.
with you about
I'm
it.
distracted because this is so good.
It is so good.
Yeah,
It
me
is.
too.
Woo. This
All right,
is a
guys,
treat.
as always, I appreciate you stopping by. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Again, the logo on my shirt, click it in the bottom of the screen. It allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that. It helps my channel grow. And we'll see you next time. I'll leave a link above and below to my website, EricSmokingBarbecue.com. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye now.
Down below.
Yes, down below.
Definitely try this,
Down
guys.
below.
This is really good.
Yes.
Down below to the food.
Bye now.
We'll see you.
The ice cream really makes it.
Oh, this is a life.
It adds like a creaminess to it.